Hey YouTube, this is Gracie and welcome back to Card-tober, a series in which I show you how to make a Disney-bounding Halloween card every day in the month of October. This weekend has been Harry Potter weekend. Yesterday's video was a Hufflepuff card and the day before that was a Gryffindor card. I myself am a Hufflepuff and I'd be really interested to know what house you guys belong to, so leave in the comment section down below if you are a Gryffindor, a Hufflepuff, a Ravenclaw, or a Slytherin. Today's video is a 2-for-1. I'm showing you how to create this Slytherin card and this Ravenclaw card. So I'm going to quickly go through the details and then show you how to make them. So this card is mostly green and then bits of black, gray, and silver because those are the primary colors for the Slytherin house. I've done a slight distressed cardstock behind here for the background because they actually live down in the dungeon area, not dungeon, but in the lower part of the castle. And I've put in little spiders in there just to be more Halloween. And yeah, I thought this design was very Slytherin because Slytherin's main mascot is a snake. And the shape of this die cut is almost like an S. So that was the inspiration behind that. And then I've done some of these inserts to kind of look more like harsh and dangerous because, if you know, most of the dark wizards and witches come from the Slytherin house. Not always, but mostly. On the inside, I did more of the scroll die cut and then wrote Happy Halloween for the sentiment. On the back side, I did my G stamp with the little itty bitty spider coming down. And this is the Ravenclaw card that I've created for you guys today. I mostly did blue, silver, and white because, again, those are the colors of Ravenclaw. I did a little tiara here to be just like what do they call it? It's not just a tiara. They call it something else, but I can't remember now. But yeah, just like the gray lady. And then I did a little raven down in this bottom corner. I know their mascot is more of like a eagle type bird, but I thought it was kind of cool to put the raven there for Halloween, and also because it's Ravenclaw. And then there is a little moon stamp up here. It's hard to see because the lighting is not very good in here. There you go. So you can see that I did a little moon up here because, if you know, they actually their what do they call it? Their house, their common room rather, is up in a tower. So I wanted to put a moon there. And then, like I said, I did the little tiara and then a banner because what is, Hogwarts without banners? So, and I wrote "The witch is in." And then I did just some little dots and that kind of thing just to make it look more elegant. And then on the inside, I did that ginormous stamp. Eye of newt, toe of frog, wool of bat, tongue of dog, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a witch's brew, boil and bubble. Because they sing a song in one of the movies, and that is some of the lyrics that they use. On the back, I did my G stamp with the moon around it. So let me go ahead and show you guys how I created the Slytherin card. I'll do this one first. Some of my stickles fell off the other card. That's okay. So the very first step, I did a large card, white card, and I did that it's a 6.5 by 5 inch card, and I cut out my black cardstock, and I've already placed this, glued it onto my card already, and I've done a black die cut on the inside with the same sentiment, Happy Halloween. So let me show you the card pack that I used for the green paper. This is the green paper here. It's got a really cool distress look, and it has a little bit of a design on there as well. This is the paper pack I used. It is from, let's see, Basic Gray is the company, and it's got really nice pages in there, really nice paper and color and that kind of thing. I also used this die cut for the cover, and it is from Cricut Cuttlebug, and it's kind of like a shape of an S. I really liked it for a Slytherin card. And then for the sentiment and the spiders, I used the TPC Studio Jeepers Creepers stamp set. I used this Happy Halloween and this spider right here. So the next thing is to put the actual card aside with your black layer. And now we're going to put the I'm gonna, instead of doing the exact same, I'm gonna show you a slightly different version that you can do with the same die cuts. I did it in silver, and we're just going to simply glue this down. Okay, and I'm just using my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. And just because I'm showing you guys 2 cards today, I want to go a little bit faster than usual. And I'm just going to do this amount of glue. You'll want to do more if you guys create the card. Okay. All right, and then basically how I got the inserts was I cut out the same die cut in black cardstock, in a really nice gray cardstock, and then the silver metallic cardstock. So all of the parts that you actually punch out of the die cut I saved. Actually, I went into the garbage can afterwards and got them all out because I ended up really liking you know, those pieces being a part of it. So I just took some of the inserts and pop dotted some of them. I'm doing all of the black inserts pop dotted. So this one goes right here, and it's kind of like a puzzle, finding which pieces you want to use and where do they go. And I thought that was slightly on like the Slytherin side because they're very intelligent, but they're also very like, I don't want to say conniving, but that's the only word that comes to mind. All right. They're very good at like setting things up to, you know, let themselves get the better of everything. So that's why I decided to do more of like a puzzle type thing. All right, so let's see, where did I get this one from? Right up here. Okay, and then we're going to glue down some of these gray pieces that I saved. And you can really see how this is just becoming like a fun little puzzle to put together. All right. And of course now my glue runs out. There we go. Okay, and then this piece, oh goodness, where does this one go? Oh yeah, here we go. I just had it backwards. There we go. Okay, and we're just gluing those into their little spots here, and then the last piece here. So you can kind of pick and choose which pieces you want to put back in there. You can also just layer the card. So instead of doing the inserts, you can do like cut out specific parts on the top and then layer the top pieces. Kind of up to you, but this ended up turning out a lot better than what I originally planned for. And then all you have to do is stamp your little spiders, do any sort of distress work, any extra distress work that you want to get done on that. But that's basically how I created the card. Oops, and we're not going to glue that down, we're going to pop that off of the card. So putting just about 5 pop dots on there. Oops, got 2 of them on that go around. Taking those pieces off. And then flipping that around and just placing that onto the card. And there you have it. There is your Slytherin inspired or craft bounding Slytherin card. Let me go ahead and show you guys how I created the Ravenclaw card. So like I said, I just did some little stickle embellishments, and then I used, let me show you, this is the die cut that I used for the like little tiara and the bottom design, and it comes out as an entire frame, and then I just cut across the top and the bottom, and that way I discarded the bottom of the frame and I just used the 2 sides for the bottom and this top piece for the tiara area. And I used this stamp set, Hamilton Art. The Witch is In. I used this sentiment, and I also used this stamp set, Toil and Trouble from Stampin' Up. I used the ginormous stamp here, and I also used the Raven from this collection. And lastly, I used this stamp set, Spooky Fun from Stampin' Up, and I used this for the moon here. And now let me go ahead and show you how I created this card. So first things first, start off with the same size card, also in white, 6.5 by 5, and we're gonna put it in a horizontal way. And then I already stamped the inside. I already put my black piece of cardstock on there, which is the exact same size as the card. And then I did my G stamp with the moon on the back already. The next piece, let's go ahead and put that aside, is to take blue. I use like a very dark navy blue cardstock, and I've already stamped the moon on there and the raven. So we're going to set that down and then place our silver die cut pieces onto the card. So we'll just use a little bit of Tombow glue on there, just little things here and there. You can pop dot this part off if you would like. I just thought pop dotting the actual banner was good enough for me. Okay, and we're just going to eyeball it and try our best to get that in the center towards the top of the card. Okay, and now the next thing is to cut and place the bottom pieces down. So what I've done is these are the two sides of the frame. I've cut them off of the frame, of course, and separated it from the rest of the die cut. Then I want to put them as close together as I can so that they'll both fit onto the page. So I've actually kind of trimmed some of the part of the frame off. You can see how this end connects to the bottom, and it looked the same here, but I actually went through and cut all of that off so that they could connect and they wouldn't look weird. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves for this. Let's get down to business. All right, so I'm gonna use your Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue and just do a little layer, a thin layer of glue. And we're going to place this onto the bottom of the card here. Actually, sorry, we don't need this side glue on there. That way you don't get it stuck to the table here. We're going to place it down towards the bottom, and I'm going to try and get this little curve to the end of the cardstock because that's as much space as it can fit onto. And now we're going to place down the other side. Okay, and just place that as close as you can to the other one and line up those straight strips of cardstock and just hold it down. Obviously, the next step is to cut off the excess. So just take some scissors, flip it over, and cut off the excess pieces. Okay, so there is your basic form. And now we're going to make the banner. So this is the die cut collection that I used from Simply Defined Scrapbooking Made Simple, and this is the must-have circles. And I used the banner with these two end pieces. So these are all the different banners you can get. I used this one here without the stitched banner part. I did a solid banner and not a stitched banner. So I've already glued down one of the sides, but I thought I would show you how I did that. So this is how it comes out, and you're just going to basically tuck that behind the solid part of the banner. We're just going to do 2 thin lines of glue right on the inside there. Use my finger to kind of spread it a little bit. Oops, I think I just put it on the wrong side. I did. Hilarious. So I'm going to glue this down with just a thin layer of glue. and place this onto the banner. Okay, the next step is to put your pop dot on there. And instead of the square one, I'm going to use a round one. We're going to do it on the two ends. And then we're going to glue down the center. And I'm just using 3 lines worth of glue, taking the backings off the pop dots, flipping it over and placing it into the center of the card. And I'm trying to kind of frame the tiara here. Push down the pop dots and hold down the center. All right, the next step is the fun step, and that is to add all of your stickles. I use liquid pearls in silver pearl. I use the stickles in diamond and the stickles in silver. And all I did was I went through and added just little dots here and there, wherever you want them to go. I usually do groups of 3. And that's it for the silver one. For this diamond one, I did a few more. And I also did it on the tiara bit, so it looked like gems. And I did it on pretty much all of the sharp edges. So that's usually where diamonds and like things are encrusted on tiaras and crowns. Okay. Just doing little bits here and there. And lastly, this silver. This one I did a larger dot at the bottom of the base area, and then just a couple smaller ones on the insides here. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I also did the silver pearl in the corners, just the 2 upper left and bottom right corner. And because now I put the stickles on there, you need to definitely set that aside for several minutes to dry, because that stuff does take a while to dry. The next step would be to add your pop dots on the back side of this layer, and then, oops, I think I just touched a bunch of that. And then place that onto your card. So there you have it. There are your craft bounding Ravenclaw and Slytherin cards. I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next time. Bye!